Well, hey, and good day, folks. Welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic. I'm your host, Neil Johnson. Excited to be with you. Excited to share the news with you, especially this news, people. It's going to be a good show. So there's some big news breaking out there. So for those who don't know, the banks are failing and all that, and that's not good news, okay? But I just got to pause this stream here because I've got it playing in the background. So, so you got Silicon Valley Bank, another bank. The Fed took over another bank this morning. Can't even remember the name of that one. So we've got some real problems in the financial sector, but I have really good news for you. All of this trouble in the financial sector is creating some panic within the Biden regime that is actually producing good results for you. And I'm going to get into that here in just a second. Before I do, I want to mention my sponsor, MyPillow. That's right, MyPillow.com. Promo code Lumberjack will save you, I kid you not, up to 66% And he has a clearance on they're selling at cost. There's not even anything in it for me, but go get yourself a pair. They're clearancing out the all-season slippers. You still have to use my promo code, but there's like it's just absolutely at cost. So go check it out if you've ever wanted to get those slippers, which are phenomenal. Now is the time. Matt Cassoni is on. Good to see you, Matt. Dude, smash that like. Chat in with where you're from. I like to welcome a few people on the stream anyways. And so I'll get into the news. Oh, one other thing real quick. Okay? Tonight, speaking of the bank failures, I am doing a special live. It's going to be at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I have a financial guru coming on, and we're going to talk about this because this is what he pays attention to all the time. And he's not, one of these crazy, the sky is falling guys. He's going to actually tell you how to navigate incredibly difficult economic times, and he's got a phenomenal track record. I am so excited to have him on the show. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure your notifications are on. And I don't have that live posted yet. I'll get the thumbnail up for it and everything, but that's going to be at 6:30 tonight. Okay, so out of Inside Paper, here's the good news for you. Biden administration has approved Alaska oil drilling project. So why is this such great news? Well, here's what you need to understand. Joe Biden promised not to open any new leases on federal land. So why would he do this? Because he's going to take heat from the far left base right now, right? Well, people, they have to. See, it's at a point where it's so bad. They are in panic mode, my friends. Listen to this. The Biden administration, brushing aside climate concerns from environmental groups, approved a controversial oil drilling project on Monday on Alaska's North Slope. So that's just today. The Interior Department gave the green light to U.S. energy giant ConocoPhillips to drill for oil at 3 sites in the federally owned National Petroleum Reserve in Alaska's pristine Western Arctic. During the 2020 presidential race, Joe Biden had vowed not to approve any new oil and gas leases on public lands, and he had been under intense pressure from environmentalists not to approve the so-called Willow Project. So you have to understand, the North Slope of Alaska, this has been, like, for the lefties, like, the biggest thing. I mean, you cannot drill in Alaska. This is... you guys know this has been going on for years. This goes back to Obama's years and everything. Drilling in Anwar, drilling in Alaska, all of it. So don't kid yourself. This is showing you that they cannot continue with their facade. Okay, that's what this is showing you. I'm going to share another thing here in the chat. Bam, there you go. That's another channel I have. Do subscribe to that, and you'll love it. The Interior Department, okay, during the 2020 presidential race, remember, so during that race, he promised not to do this. Alaska lawmakers and other backers of the drilling plan had lobbied strongly for approval of ConocoPhillips' $8 billion project, okay? Defending it as a source for several thousand jobs and a contributor to U.S. energy independence, but they haven't wanted U.S. energy independence. But it gets to a point, people, where it gets so bad that even the left has to kind of jump on board because there's only so much they can do to mitigate an electoral disaster. And that's what they see on the horizon right now. with the production of 180,000 barrels of oil per day at its peak, or some 576 million barrels over 30 years. You can believe that's 576 million barrels of oil under the ground there. ConocoPhillips chief executive Ryan Lance welcomed the Interior Department's move as the right decision for Alaska and our nation, but it was met with immediate criticism from environmental groups. So again, you have to understand, this is these environmental groups right now are hating on the Biden regime, and that's good. It's it is good for America that we are drilling and actually getting some oil and that type of thing. But see, you can only take from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve and have that go into effect for so long, because eventually that runs out. Okay, and there's a point at which you can't take more from the petroleum reserve because of how it's in law. So they basically had depleted that down all they could. And of course, Trump actually helped the Biden regime by filling it up, not by purpose, but he did the right thing. When oil was cheap, Trump filled the petroleum reserve back up, and then Biden basically used it against him to put forward all this oil that they would run out of, because it's in limited supply there, where there's this large supply in the world. So anyhow, ConocoPhillips chief executive Ryan Lance welcomed the Interior Department's move as the right decision for Alaska and our nation. Okay, we were too late in the climate crisis to approve massive oil and gas projects that directly undermine the new clean economy that the Biden administration committed to advancing, said Earth Justice President Abigail Dillon. We know President Biden understands the existential threat of climate change, but he is approving a project that derails his own climate goals. Ben Jealous, what a funny name, executive director of the Sierra Club, said the harmful effects of Biden's decision cannot be overstated. Willow will be one of the largest oil and gas operations on federal lands in the country, and the carbon pollution it will spew into the air will have devastating effects for our communities, wildlife, and climate, Jealous said. Again, if you're just jumping on the stream, please smash the like, chat in with where you're from, and remember, special live, 6:30 p.m. tonight. I've got a financial guru on. We're going to be talking about the bank crises and how to approach that with a level head, okay? Let's see. We will suffer consequences of this for decades to come. The Biden administration's approval of the Willow Project came a day after it restricted offshore oil and gas drilling in the Arctic Ocean and barred development in 13 million acres of Alaska's National Petroleum Reserve. Okay, so again, they're restricting, but they had to. See, this is the point you need to make. He is not pro-energy. Biden is not pro-energy. But again, this is showing that they are kind of in panic mode, that there is a reality that they cannot overcome. There is a political reality that they cannot overcome, even with all their malfeasance, with all of their nefarious doings. Eventually, it becomes too big, okay? There's a point, people, at which when you have 70% of the population in the know of all the malfeasance, and 70%, you can't beat it. You can't beat it, people. I'm telling you, this is historical. It's historically proven fact. I share this with free of charge. This information's all free for you. You don't even have to watch ads since YouTube demonetized me. All you gotta do is buy some MyPillow products, or go get some stuff from the merch store. All the links are down below in the description, man. Come on, it's good stuff. Oh, and hey, I am gonna share this with you because I am gonna be posting more videos over here, and that's my Neil of the North channel. And I've got some good reviews I'm doing. I've kind of got my hunting season lined up, and we're gonna be doing some great videos over there. So go check that out. I'm gonna do a couple live streams too, just for to get watch hours back up. There's a whole strategy here to this whole YouTube game. I'm working it, people. I'm working it, trying to stay alive for y'all. The Trump administration approved the Willow Project at the tail end of his term. So I just want you to understand this. So now they are approving something that Trump had approved, but it was blocked by a judge for further review. So again, we see more of these activist judges, and Trump had approved it, and then anyways, it's going forward now. I just want to share that with you. Make sure you tune in tonight at 6:30, okay? And we are going to have a good time. And go check out MyPillow, mypillow.com. Subscribe to that Neil of the North channel, please. And watch some of the good content over there. I love y'all. Keep fighting the good fight. Peace out.